Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Closet Confession podcast, where confessions become connections. And today I wasn't actually planning on filming, but I had a really good conversation with somebody, so I felt inspired. And since faith is one of my favorite subjects, why not share it with you guys? Okay, so today's episode, the title is going to be something between the lines of Orthodox Church didn't bring me closer to Jesus. YouTube did. And I know it might sound controversial, because a lot of people out there, they believe in church and community and building a Christian community. And for some people, it can work. I just want to say why specifically the Greek Orthodox Church didn't work for me. So let's get into it. First of all, I was baptized when I was super young. Maybe I was like 2, 3, or 4. I don't know. I don't remember it. It is part of our culture in Greece and tradition. Christianity is very closely connected with tradition. I was baptized when I was really young. I was introduced to Christianity as part of our culture. I did go to church and we studied religion. It's called the subject is called religion in elementary school, junior high, and high school. The thing is, even though I was baptized, I went to church and I studied it, I knew nothing about Christianity. I knew nothing about what is it when people say have a personal and intimate relationship with Jesus. I thought Christianity was something completely different. A big part of it is how church is organized in Greece. Did you know that everything, all the songs, everything during the different ceremonies is in ancient Greek? I speak Greek. Ancient Greek and Greek are completely different. I don't understand it. I studied it, but it's a foreign language for us. So I don't understand the point. I mean, I get it if it was back in the day, but we are now 2026. Why is everything in ancient Greek? I know the songs by heart. I just don't know the meaning of it. We're missing the meaning. And that's the conversation I was having with this person today. Is that we are focusing Greece so much on the social aspect, the community, the cultural, instead of the actual point of Christianity. What's the point of going every Sunday when you don't know what God is? You don't know. You don't have a personal relationship with Jesus. What is the point? And maybe the fact that it is in ancient Greek is kind of putting off other people that they might be interested. It really blows my mind. Yeah. And that's why I think that one time that we were visiting Crete and we went to a Catholic church and everything was in English, I'm like, oh my God, I actually understood everything that they said, even though it's not my first language. Because I'm more familiar with English than ancient Greek, obviously. And the idea, the thought that we know all these psalms and prayers in ancient Greek, but we have no idea what we're talking about because you have to translate it. It blows my mind. So no wonder why a lot of people are not interested or they don't feel connected. And then at school, we were exposed in a very young age. And at that time, it's you're a kid. Do you really care about God? You don't. I think that there should be a different approach so kids can be more interested. Maybe create activities. Or maybe there were activities in church. It's just we were not involved. I don't know. But no, I want to come back to YouTube because that's the second part of this episode. Why YouTube got me closer to Jesus. It's a great tool. Okay? I know it's not church, but it's a great tool. You can research. You can find channels that you like. You can choose. And I like a church because now YouTube, is kind of my church. That is no judging. I don't care who you are, if you have tattoos, if you're gay, straight, because Jesus is for the broken ones. You don't go to the doctor if you're healthy. I mean, you go for checkups, but the point is, you go to be healed. And Jesus is our healing. So Jesus is for everyone, obviously, but especially for the broken ones. Especially that the ones are dealing with addictions and all these issues. So that's another thing. Greek Orthodox Church are a little bit judgy, I would say. You have to look a certain way. There's that social aspect in church that really throws me off and turns me off. You don't have that with YouTube. You can choose the channel that's right for you. And again, you can question things. And also, I don't like that. Another thing that kind of pissed me off today when I was talking to that person is they call the priests fathers. Pateres, patera. No. The only one that's my real father Marian Pateras. It's God. It's not the priest. You're not more holy than me. Like, what? I don't get the idea. It's like that hierarchy and that title. Who came up with that? I have Jesus. Yeah, it's good to have a leader, the people that are educated. And I've seen also YouTube videos with priests that they go on stage and they have an amazing energy. But I'm not going to call you father. What? No, he's the father. Nobody else. That pissed me off. Anyways, I'm saying that spend my first 17 years in Greece, and we're supposed to be Christians, Orthodox, and I didn't know anything about God or Jesus. And another thing is like we celebrate all these like saints, because that person that called me, he's like, oh, did you know that today is Cosmas name day? And I'm like, yeah, we are so focused on like the name days and celebrating the saints, and we're missing the point. Like, what are we doing? How's your relationship with God? The fact that I didn't know what finding Jesus means, it's insane. I thought it was kind of like an insult when people would tell me, I hope you find Jesus, or I pray for you. I didn't know what it meant. Anyway, so in a nutshell, what I wanted to say is that if church is working for you, great. But you can go on YouTube. You can find different ways. You can educate yourself, buy a book. And I will say, find God by yourself in your own way. This is not about people looking at you when you're praying or when you're worshiping. It's not about that. I understand the community aspect too, because when I meet other Christians and we start talking and share our passion and love for God, it's beautiful, yes. But I'm saying that there's church that you have to look a certain way and they're judgy and they try to promote their own narrative, and I don't agree with that. That's not what God is about. It's not about different communities. It's about all of us together. Anyways, I don't want to go on more. Yeah. I guess the therapy session, it's over. I really wanted to take it out of my chest today because I got pretty upset. And maybe there's somebody out there that is not very interested in going to church, had a few bad experiences like myself. And I just want to encourage you to keep searching for God in your own way. That's all for today's episode. Please subscribe, comment, and like. And I'm going to see you guys at the next one.